Alright guys, so today we'll be creating the main menu scene for our game. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's right click and create a new class. And we're going to call this class main menu and finish. And our class is going to extend the base scene class that we created earlier. And it should be extends. And you see here we get a little error, so let's hover over the main menu and it says add unimplemented methods. Let's see what that does. And as you see there, it added all of those methods that we created, those abstract methods we created in our base scene. It told us, hey, you need to define these methods. Either you can add stuff in them or you can just leave them blank if you don't want to do anything when they're called. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create a few variables. The first one is a private, and this is going to be a menu scene, and we're going to call this menu. We'll just call it menu child scene, like that. Keep it simple. And so what the menu scene is a menu scene is basically a subtype of the scene that you can actually attach to a scene, and it can actually have buttons, and it can actually be like a menu, so it can have buttons and little clickers and stuff like that. So when you click buttons, the buttons actually scale up and stuff like that. So it's a good little feature to use versus just attaching sprites and then overriding their touch methods. I definitely highly recommend using them when you're creating your games. Second thing, we need to do a private final int, and this is going to be play. So basically this is the number to recognize, or the integer to recognize when the play button is going to be pressed. Play, and we're going to set that to 0. Add a T there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So first thing we need to do is we want to go ahead and create our background, and to do that we just simply do this, and we'll do attached. Whoops, this no, it doesn't want. Let's save it. Save this really quickly. Save. And this, it doesn't want to. That's strange. Hold on, let's see what we did here. Ah, wow, we forgot to do this. That's funny. So we need to make this extend the scene class. I actually forgot about that. So this base scene needs to extend the scene. So we need to just import this because we want to create our own custom type scene. So that needs to extend the scene. Very important. Make sure you do it. So now let's do this. And we can do attach child, and we're going to do new sprite, and we're going to set the position to 0, 0, and we're going to do resources manager, and we're going to do main menu background, and then we need to do the vbomb. Now we have a few methods that we need to override, and the first one is going to be the at override protected void pre-draw, and this method is basically for us to stop the texture, the bleeding, not the bleeding, the I actually forgot what you call it, when you have gradient files, and you can kind of see like the little pixels. It's like pixelated a little bit. I think it's dithering or something like that. I don't know, I forgot the name, but anyway, this makes it look much smoother. So do GLS state, PGL state, and then the camera and P camera. All right, and we're going to do super pre-draw. Let's go ahead and import this GLS state and the camera. Yeah, sometimes it acts foolish, but it bounds. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and import the sprite too. Import that. And this camera here, click on fix project setup, and then just do add project and engine to build path of run alien run. Hit OK, and you'll see that error disappear. So just do the and engine camera there, and you'll see that error disappear. But what we need to do is we need to go into our properties here, and we got to fix something now. We need to go to properties and go to the Java build path, and then go to the projects folder here and remove this because we don't need it there, and hit OK. All right, so now we need to call to the super dot pre-draw, and we need to pass the PLG state and the P camera, and we can do PGL state dot, and this is going to be the enable dethering or enable tether. So this basically stops the pixelation and stuff from the gradient. It makes it look a lot smoother. It makes it look good. All right, and next thing we want to do is we can go ahead and start creating our menu scene. So let's add a method here called, and let me check on see how long the video is getting. Okay, only 5 minutes. So next, let's do private void create menu scene, and let's go ahead and create our menu scene object. So let's do this menu child scene equals new menu scene, and we're going to pass it the camera object, and that's it for now. And we're going to set the position. So we're going to do menu scene set, this menu child scene set position, and we're going to set it to 0 0. All right, so now let's go ahead and create our menu buttons really quickly. So let's go ahead and do final menu item play menu item equals new scale menu item, and inside menu item decorator, and inside we're going to do new sprite menu item, and inside of here we're going to do the the play int, the integer we created. We're going to do that play, and then we're going to do resource man. I don't know how you say resources. It's resource manager, and pass it the play button texture that we created, and then we need to just simply do pass it the VBOM, and we need next we need to do 1.2f and comma 1 and end it. So let's go ahead and import the scale menu decorator. Let's import the menu item and sprite item. And let's see what we're doing wrong. Actually, this should be a equals. All right, so there we go. So what this 1.2 f and the 1 does is when the item is clicked, it's going to scale up to 1.2, or it's going to scale it up, and then when the item is not being clicked, it's going to just leave it at default 1 scaling. So the next thing we need to do is we need to do menu, this menu child add menu item, and we're going to do the play item, the add to the menu scene, and then we need to do the menu child scene dot build animations, and do menu child scene set background enabled to false, because we don't want the background to be showing up while we're playing, or while this is background enabled, background enabled to false. And then we need to simply set the position of our play button. Actually, I think we can leave it at where it is. I think it's going to be centered anyway, so we can leave that. And we need to do something here. We need to do menu child scene set menu. What is it? On menu item click listener. There, go to that and click and put this. And you'll get a little error, but highlight over this part and just do let main implement on menu item click listener and click that. And it's going to add this to the class declaration. And that's what we want. So then if you hover over the main menu part, you'll get an error here, and it's basically because you need to add a method. So then just do add unimplemented methods, and you'll see it add this method here. And so what we want to do is here, we need to detect the clicks of the button. And to do that, we'll simply do switch p menu item get ID, and then we're going to do some work with it. So the first one, we can do a case play. So if whatever is being clicked equals that place k play, then we want to just do something. So we could just load like the level selection or something, or load level menu or something like that, or load game. We could just do load game, and then you could just do a break there, or we can do returns true, which is cool too. Return true, and then we could just simply do the default case in case we have a default case, and set that to return false. And we can actually remove this part now since we have that default method, so we can remove this. Alrighty guys, so that's pretty much it for setting up our main menu. In the next section, we'll be loading the main menu and getting ready to run the game for the first time.